Hello good friend, today we'll have a quick talk about the deadly face-off between two of the most massive, breathtakingly strong and aggressive animals roaming around the face of this blue, terrifying globe we live in. One is a murderous, pathological psychopath from the frozen land of the Arctic, the polar bear. The other is a compulsively aggressive titan who made a vow of never letting anyone have a nice day and a good life in the African savanna, the hippo. Let's dive in. The polar bear, a snow-tinted self-absorbed megalomaniac having as a vocation to make the Arctic ice one of the most inhospitable spots on the planet. If the outrageous cold doesn't kill you there, it will. It is an apex predator in its territory, which means that it has no natural predator while being himself everyone's problem in the Arctic. This 1,200-pound, 9 feet tall son of a beast is not only the biggest bear in existence, but also the biggest predator in the world. It is white-furred, black-skinned, with a very thick layer of fat making its body extremely resistant, even to gunshots. Okay, we made it perfectly clear that this ice-dwelling monstrosity is a physical powerhouse. The question is this: does it have a strong proclivity for gratuitous and adulterated violence? And the answer is yes, very, very much so. You see, of all bears, it is the only one who has a strict policy against eating anything other than meat. The second it sees you, it will chase you with such incredible enthusiasm that you will find it impossible to believe you don't owe it money. Its habitat, the Arctic region, is a harsh place, a cold, desolate, empty environment without too much excess meat to find, and the available food is either as smart as or fights back so hard that it will stop being funny. The struggle there is so hard. In fact, the bear's hunting success rate is only about 5%. 95 out of 100 hunting expeditions is a resounding failure. Its favorite hunting techniques is being a creepy, weird fellow. It is a notorious stalker and is known for hanging around seals' breathing holes and wait patiently until the poor bastard reaches out to catch some air, after which its nutritional values will be thoroughly explored. And in case one of the seal's plans is to wait until the bear gets bored and walks away at some point, this would be a mistake of major proportions. The predator can wait there for about 10 days. It will give you all the attention in the world, but in all the ways you don't love, don't want, don't request. In order to feed itself, the polar bear is not only required to be crafty and creepy and patient and just so annoying, it also needs to be a skilled fighter. As stated before, its hunting success rate is only about 5%. As a result, at times it will be so desperate for food that it will go after the toughest, largest piece of flesh in town. The walrus, a 3,000 pounds death sentence reincarnated into an unreasonably massive mammal with absurdly long teeth used both for attracting female walruses and as a versatile accessory for rampant homicidal lunacy. In its adult years, the walrus is so strong that it cannot be killed by ferocious predators like crocodiles, lions, or tigers. And yet polar bears at times get to give them very bad company. Next, the hippo, the third biggest land animal on Earth, only surpassed by elephants and rhinos. It is 4,000 pounds, 13 feet, 5 feet tall at the shoulder, big enough to have the physical proportions of your four-wheel drive and strong enough to win a confrontation against so-said four-wheel drive. The hippo is an exceptionally compatible match for the polar bear because they're both clinically deranged Machiavellian psychopaths who will do their very best to be a problem for their neighbor's mental sanity. They would actually be good friends if both of them weren't so irreparably morally insane. And the hippopotamus, it is aggressive way beyond necessity, precisely because every single aspect of its life seems to be carefully designed to make it a perfect psychopath. Origin story time. The baby hippo gets born in deep water by its mom. It cannot swim and cannot breathe underwater. The very first second of its life is a death battle against Mother Nature's murderous predispositions. Since the water is not that deep, the baby has about 30 seconds to find out that it should use the floor as a jumping support to catch some air. Close to the surface, it makes the faulty assumption that it will start having a happy life only to be welcomed by the scorching, burning fury of the African savanna's sun, sizzling away at its delicate skin. Now it starts thinking, okay, life is tough, but let's be positive here. Perhaps I will have good and nice neighbors. And in no time, the hippo grows up to become the raging, blood-soaked, maniacally driven bastard we all love. It is now committed to impulsive murdering sprees. It is vegetarian, so it has no need for flesh, and yet when it lays eyes on you, it will stop doing everything it was doing and will make sure you feel the unbearable weight of its merciless attention. It is the third most aggressive animal on Earth after the wolverine in second place, and in first place the honey badger, which I made an entire video about and added the link around the end of this video. Shameless, not so subtle self-promotional video aside, the hippos in combined efforts kills up to 3,000 humans every single year. The animal isn't just excited about the opportunity to kill, it is also exceptionally good at it. It bullies brolic strong animals like lions and crocodiles for a living. Its insane bite force, the fourth strongest one in the world, will go through a watermelon just as easily as a hot knife through butter. It can open its mouth 150 degrees, making enough room for the most horrifying family vacation site. The beast is a physical powerhouse, capable of dragging its 2 tons of body weight at a running speed of 22 miles per hour. It is strong in attack and even stronger in defense. Hippos have a thick layer of skin of 2 inches, so strong that it can sustain a point-blank bullet shot. Now that we went through the physical characteristics, it is time to determine which of the two would win in a deathmatch. And of course, without a shadow of a doubt, the winner would be the polar bear's funeral ceremony. It looks like a close match, but really isn't. The first question you want to ask is how a polar bear would proceed to take down a large opponent like the hippo in the first place. Well, it would attempt to approach from the back and try to bite it in the spine and wrestle it on the ground. That's what it usually does for large animals. Both techniques would have the same effectiveness as a spit on a blazing wildfire, because unless the bear is capable of wrestling a Range Rover and has the bite force stronger than a literal gunshot. Doing this would only make it look ridiculous for a couple of seconds and dead within the next ones. It is important to remember that the Arctic-dwelling monstrosity's main opponent is the walrus, which at times make a good career out of bullying the bear in question. And a walrus isn't much of a match for a hippo. It is a great stretch of the imagination to assume that the polar bear would even get the chance to have a bite. The hippo is far bigger than the walrus, much stronger than the walrus, has a tougher skin than the walrus, and is much meaner. Although the polar bear is arguably the strongest bear in the world, and an undoubtedly fierce opponent, it is losing this fight.